Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is August 13th, 2026. And ladies and gentlemen, Barcelona are finalizing the sale of one of their goalkeepers. Also, Manchester City have rejected Barcelona's second offer for Rodri. And finally, a Saudi club is preparing an improved offer for Casado. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo. We'll begin this video with some news that the Royal Spanish Football Federation have announced a new venue for the Spanish Super Cup edition in 2027. This competition has been hosted by Saudi Arabia since 2020. However, this upcoming year, Saudi Arabia will not be able to host the Spanish Super Cup because there's a conflict with the Asian Cup. So instead, the Spanish Super Cup will be played in Turkey at the Ataturk Olympic Stadium. This stadium might sound familiar to you because it hosted the Champions League finals both in 2005 and also in 2023. Now, the Spanish Super Cup will be played between February 2nd to February 7th, and it will host La Liga champions, which are Barcelona, La Liga runner-ups, which are Real Penalties, and the two finalists of the Copa del Rey from last season, which were Patético Madrid and Real Sociedad. Of course, you're going to have two semifinals and a final. The semifinals are already set, where Real Penalties will face off against Real Sociedad and Barcelona will face off against Patético Madrid. And of course, my question to you is, do you think Barcelona will be able to repeat what they have done these last seasons and lift the Spanish Super Cup for a third time in a row under Hansi Flick's orders? Let me know down below in the comment section. Now, just to clarify, this is only being hosted in Turkey just for this upcoming year because of the Asian Cup conflict. However, in 2028, it's expected that the Spanish Super Cup be played in Saudi Arabia. Someone explained to me why the Spanish Super Cup is being played in other countries. I don't know, but maybe you know. Well, actually, I do know. Money, right? But anyways, on to the next bit of news because Barcelona are currently finalizing the sale of one of their goalkeepers, who's no other than Yaakobishvili, the Hungarian goalkeeper who spent last season on loan with Andorra in second division. He had a pretty good loan spell. He came back to Barcelona this summer, and it looked like Barca were hoping to keep Yaakobishvili as a third goalkeeper behind Joan Garcia and Wojciech Szczesny. However, the player requested an exit because he doesn't want to stay on the bench and be a third goalkeeper. So Barcelona are now finalizing his sale. Now, it was originally thought that Yaakobishvili could be sent out on loan because Barcelona do trust in him. But as I reported, I think it was last week or the week before, Barcelona now have a new policy with their academy kids where they're going to be selling them with a buyback clause rather than loaning them out. So Yaakobishvili is now going to move on a permanent transfer to Almeria for approximately 3 million euros. With Barcelona retaining, they're saying between 50 to 60% of any future rights or future sales. And with Barcelona also inserting a buyback clause in his contract. That way, if Yaakobishvili ends up killing it with Almeria, Barcelona could always activate that clause and bring the youngster back to Barcelona. Now on to the next bit of news, and I'm sure this is the reason why you guys all clicked on this video. But ladies and gentlemen, Manchester City have rejected Barcelona's second offer for Rodri. Now, as you know by now, Rodri had an agreement in place with Real Madrid, but he decided that he didn't want to go there. So instead, he communicated to both Barca and Madrid that he wanted to join Barcelona instead. So Barcelona reached an agreement with Rodri for the personal terms, where Rodri has agreed to join on a 4-year contract. And now Barcelona are currently negotiating with Manchester City for the transfer fee of Rodri, where Barcelona's first offer of 45 million euros was rejected. Barcelona then made a second improved offer, which is approximately 64 million euros, and it's reported that Manchester City have also rejected Barcelona's second offer because Manchester City are expecting around 70 to 80 million euros for Rodri. Now, if you're asking why does Manchester City want so much money, because the English club are looking to replace Rodri with the Argentine Enzo Fernandez, and Chelsea are asking for 140 million euros. So City are hoping to pay for a big portion of Enzo Fernandez's transfer fee with the money that they hope to make of the sale of Rodri. Now, the time is ticking for Manchester City because Chelsea have told them that they have until tomorrow, Friday, 5 p.m. local time, to finalize the move of Enzo. Otherwise, that ship can sail and Man City would be stuck without Enzo. Now, it's reported that Barcelona are now working on an improved offer. And of course, my question to you is, what do you think about this? Because I think anything more than 60 million euros is way too much. Let's not forget, Rodri only has 1 year left on his contract. What are we doing here? Trying to pay 70, 80 million euros for a player whose contract expires next summer, who you can reach an agreement with in a few months in January for a free transfer. Look, if I was Barcelona, I would honestly walk away from this. I would tell Man City, it's 60 million, take it or leave it. If you take it, great. If not, that's okay. We'll come back in January and we sign Rodri on a free transfer. Now, of course, I'll leave this up to you guys. Let me know down below in the comment section. Do you think Barcelona are overpaying? Do you think Barcelona should pay the 70 or 80 million euros? Let me know down below. Now, let's end today's video with another midfielder. And this one is a Barcelona midfielder because Al Hilal are preparing an improved offer for the academy graduate Marc Casado. Now, there's been a lot of speculation back and forth about Casado's future, that he might leave, he might stay. The player, of course, said in an interview that he would love to stay in Barcelona. It's, of course, his boyhood club. He would love even to retire here. But if the club tells him to leave, that he would leave in order to help out Barcelona. And while the time has come where Barcelona have told them that it's time to leave, because with Barcelona working on the signing of Rodri, that means that someone has to leave. And while the chosen one has been Marc Casado, who has been losing minutes with every passing season. Now, Marc Casado has been separated from the group alongside 5 other players that I told you about in a previous video. This has not sat too well with the player. He's been very disappointed that he's been removed from the first team training. So have all the other players that have been removed as well. They're even saying there's now friction in the locker room because even the first team players who are still training together are not too happy about what Deco has done, which is separate the players that they're trying to sell and kind of have them train in isolation. But anyways, it's neither here nor there. But it's reported that now Al Hilal are preparing a 40 million euro offer for Marc Casado because, as I told you in a previous video, Barcelona have valued Casado at minimum 40 million euros, which I think it's a pretty good valuation. If we tried to sign Casado right now from the Premier League, you bet your butt they would try to charge us 50, 60 million euros. So why not us charging that much for Casado, who's a pretty good midfielder? Now, we'll see whether Casado agrees to join Saudi Arabia or whether he will go somewhere else. After all, there are several clubs interested in him. And it's reported that Al Ahly are also interested in him in Saudi Arabia. And of course, the more interest, the better, because that means that the price could be driven up. Now, let me know what you guys' thoughts are about selling Casado. How much would you sell him for? Let me know down below in the comment section. And with that, we're going to wrap up this video. I'm going to be uploading another video shortly because, yes, there is more news, including for a possible center forward that Barcelona have contacted. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. And as always, Barça.